What is going on, everybody? I am back. I have returned from a 2-week hiatus on the podcast. Thank you very much to Jerry and Zach for doing an excellent job filling in and holding down the fort for me so that I could watch. It was really cool getting to watch the podcast for the first time, not being on it. And like comment in the chat. It was a nice little change of pace. But we have so much content. It is the most wonderful time for the year. I'm Sean Fitzgerald, obviously. With me as always, Jerry LeBlanc, the host of the show for the last 2 episodes. Now co-hosting again.
I tried.
Dream Team's back in action. And yeah, so we've got lots of content. We're going to get into how the regular season finished, including one of the most painful playoff misses of perhaps JCPenney history.
I can think of one. If this isn't the worst, I can think of a very close. It would be a very close.
I think
second,
it's yours,
so.
right?
Yeah. And again, we can refresh everybody's memory on that in a minute.
We'll definitely talk about it. The other things we'll talk about, we'll obviously get into the standings. We'll get into the playoff brackets. We will find out the result of the decision. I did put a poll up to just see if anyone had wanted to try to predict what Jerry would decide. So we will find out tonight which side of the bracket he has decided. And then we will get into our predictions. We have 4 predictions to make. Jerry, I also, by the way, let me be clear, I did track both Zach and your predictions, and I have them, the updated percentages and correct numbers right. No spoilers. Well, slight spoiler. You did go 4 for 5 last week on your predictions. So could Jerry have overtaken me? Stay tuned to find out. You will notice, by the way, shout out to Scotty in the chat. You will notice the trophy is displayed prominently behind me, ready to be doled out to the winner of this year's season. I am sporting my ring. I am besotted to Shiva for the next couple weeks until a champion is crowned. So a lot of fun stuff going to happen. Let's get right. Should we do the offer report, or should we wait on that?
I guess we could do the offer. We did last week's offer report going in, so we don't need to do it.
Let's get right into.
Also, any chance that you got to do what I talked to you about last week? When I sent you the message about.
I can't remember it now.
About like the time lapse thing of the standings.
No, I did not get to that.
What's this guy's deal?
Yeah, it's not like I have anything else going on in my life.
Oh, that's right. You got a lot of Xbox to play.
eat me. Let's circle back on that. I can try to do that before
it's fine.
The next episode.
It's all good.
It's a great idea. I do want to do a time lapse of like where everyone's standing. I mean, it's gonna be really boring. Like the first place spot's gonna be really boring after about week 5.
The first 3 weeks, it's
yeah.
everything moving up and down like crazy,
and then it's pretty.
And it just stays.
Stable.
Yeah, no, it's funny. As I like was doing the math on it, it was just like Windows number 1, Windows number 7, Windows number 8, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 10, 8, 10, 8, 9. It's like,
well,
he just goes from the top to the bottom so quickly, and then guess what?
We'll see where we finished. No spoilers.
He jumps.
No spoilers. So let's get right into our recaps. And we always start with the Commissioners matchup, but there is no better matchup to start with this week than the Commissioners matchup. Because oh my good golly, Miss Molly, it was an awesome one. This was a game that I think everyone thought was over going into Monday Night Football. Jalen Hurts and Ladd McConkey, and for those of you who, I think it was Jerry, myself, Zach, I think Brad and Jason Smith were on. Maybe Scotty. Like there were some people on. Window was not watching this, but it all came down on Monday night to this matchup as to whether it would be Zach or Window in the playoffs. If I pulled out the win, Window would be in. If I didn't, Zach would be in. You were a 96% favorite to win because you had Jalen Hurts and Ladd McConkey.
And that 4% is absurd. It was way higher. It was like 99.6%.
Yeah. It was absolutely like you were a shoo-in because it was Jalen Hurts and Ladd McConkey who just needed to put up like 5 points.
And just like throwing it out there too, Devon Achan put up 17 points on 8 touches in the
Yeah.
first like quarter and a half.
Yeah, and then got
And then he
injured.
gets hurt, and they're just like, no, we're not going to put him back in. He's like, we don't need him. So like that very easily could have done it.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, oh my God. Like he's been like a little up and down, even in the games where he hasn't played super great. His rushing floor keeps it, pretty good. I mean, he had not had below double digits all season. He tied. I'm like, maybe I'm misremembering this, but I feel like I saw this. Like the number of turnovers he had on Monday night was equal to the number of turnovers he had in all of the games throughout the entire season before that.
Yeah.
Like I think he only had 5 turnovers in the first 12 games, and then
Has
five turnovers.
and
2 in 1 play.
including 2 in 1 play, which is
2
just
in 1 play.
it's something that I don't know if I've ever seen before.
But
Like,
part of me was thinking, like, I don't even know if he really fully had possession. I mean, obviously they ruled it that he did, but like in that moment, like he bobbles it for a second, just gets it to his body, and then it's gone, and it's just like, which again, I had contemplated benching. Yeah, no, I mean that's true.
Oh.
But no, so like I had contemplated benching them anyways because I was like, I got to a point, I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm looking at Zach's team. I'm looking at Windows' team. I think Zach's team's on the way up. I mean, he obviously Rashee Rice has been who he's been. Obviously, that negatively affected his overall points total for the season. He's missed out on Bucky Irving for what 8-9 weeks. He now has him back. Like I was like, I don't know. I feel like I probably would have rather have Window in the playoffs. Decided against it, didn't want to anger the fantasy gods, and the fantasy gods then did what I kind of wanted to have happen, but in an annoying way. Once I've made the decision I'm going to go win, I don't want to lose like that.
It's unsatisfying, but you're fine. I mean, your team is still like the team to beat for the
I mean,
you're the title favorite.
Christian McCaffrey. No Christian McCaffrey. No George Kittle.
Yeah.
Like,
and you put up 143.
Yeah.
You put up the second highest total all week.
I was projected for 170 going into Monday night.
Yeah, I mean it's like, your team is stupid good. Like it's in terms of the power rankings, it's not close. Like you versus the competition. Honestly, in terms of like you versus the field, I understand like you versus the field is a difficult bet, but it's the fact that it's a close bet between you versus the field. I would say in this year's playoffs is a testament to how stacked your team is.
I don't know. I might have made some mistakes along the way though. Lad McConkey's that was ugly.
It's 1 week, and again, Jalen Hurts is not going to have 5 turnovers every week. This is probably Lad and Jalen's lows for the season.
It's got to be their lows for the season.
So,
although I will say, like the T Higgins situation's so weird. I don't know if anybody watched that game. Well, I mean, we'll get to Scotty's matchup with T Higgins.
Yeah,
but like there were multiple spots where I'm like, oh damn, T's done, another concussion, and then he's back out on the field, and then it happened again, and he was back out on the field, and then what is it, Sunday night into Monday morning, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, he has a concussion. It's like, how did nobody see this as it was happening?
Right.
Like, so yeah.
Well, and but going back to our matchup for a second, there were also a couple things that also played a role in Windows' miraculous playoff appearance and Zach's devastating miss. Like Puka put up 30 again because Puka's, I mean, and that's Puka being Puka, but like Michael Wilson, a guy I picked up on waivers. I want to look back at how much I spent on him. It was definitely around 100 and some bucks, I think. Let me see. 170 bucks.
170. Yeah.
So I spent 17% of my budget on him. And I'm like, I literally said like, hey, what was it? The first week he came in for MHJ, it was that 26-point performance against San Francisco. I'm like, hey, I'm going to ride the lightning because if Marvin Harrison Jr. is out for a while, he's getting targets. He is unreal when Marvin Harrison Jr. is out. And honestly, if Marvin Harrison Jr. is out any of these weeks during the playoffs, I have to start him now because he just like Arizona's passing offense runs through him and McBride.
And there is a chance that Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't play this week. I don't think the way they made it sound is like there's a chance that he misses the game, but like, so even if he does or doesn't, but like, no, like him playing or not playing, like literally makes the difference. Like he doesn't play 26, he doesn't play 17, he does play, even though he leaves early, 5, he doesn't play 32. Like it's
completely night and day. And I was more than anything, I was also happy just to get 20 out of Lamar again because that was a train wreck situation for me for 3 weeks, where I'm sweating bullets.
And it looked bad. Like there was a stretch there where he honestly, he did nothing through the first like quarter and a half, and then
I thought honestly he was banged. I still think he was banged up. I still think he is banged up. but at least we got some production out of him despite a loss to Pittsburgh. So like, I was the number one scorer this week, one with 145. I'm happy with that, with big performances. The thing is, like, I've got guys that can boom, right? But I also have guys whose floors are low. I don't feel comfortable about the DeAndre Swift and Monagai situation as I did.
I think your whole running back situation in general is
it's
just
been terrible since
right
Scotty got injured. That's why I made the trade I did. It hasn't worked out for me. I needed an RB2. Haven't really gotten one. Quinshawn also doesn't look great with Shedeur. My running back situation is terrible. We'll get to it in predictions, but like I didn't need this win. It didn't really affect anything. I was going to be playing Scotty in all likelihood either way. Because even if I was the wild card, I assume Brad would have probably chosen to play.
And then you would have chosen to play Zach.
And so,
but again, I just don't. It's hard to say because again, Zach's team, he's 9th in points scored this year, but his team has gotten healthy.
Better.
It's gotten better. It's like
so
definitely, and like I know we were talking in the chat, and I had kind of mentioned like, I think I'd rather Zach not make the playoffs right now, and it was like he's 9th in points scored. Like, but his team's getting better. Like, he didn't have Rasheed Rice. Like, well, he knew he wasn't going to have Rasheed. I'm saying he's better now.
Right.
I wasn't making an argument that season long,
We will, like, we're almost certainly going to, we are going to be having that discussion on whether or not benching players in terms of, like, playoff, or, like, to affect playoff seeding or whatever. Like, we're going to have that discussion in the next rules meeting. It's going to be a long, nuanced, complicated discussion, but we'll iron all that out before next season. And we also probably talk about the timelines for like the 3 seed picking their opponent, the 1 seed picking their opponent to get those, to make sure everyone's satisfied with those. But overall, like, I think it is, again, the fantasy gods reward righteousness, right? You did the right thing and you were rewarded for it with the matchup you wanted. And now we get to, Window and McMillan's matchup really didn't have any meaning other than points. No, right?
Yeah, at points, and then they both
they were
bad
9th
points
and 10th. like they had a chance to
they had their opportunity, and
they did not take advantage. But Window falls ass forward into a playoff spot.
I mean, Window's in the really tough spot. That were like one of his better wide receivers that he's had. Robinson's on a bye. Jackson Dart's on a bye. Rico Dowdle's on a bye. Like this structure of buys now, like maybe I'm like misremembering, but in the past, before they went to a 14-game season, did they have buys in week 13?
I think
like
so.
I don't remember that being a thing. So like I feel like since we've moved to this 14 week system, this happens, and like it's really shitty when like you have people fighting for their playoff lives and then their best players are sitting on bye.
But you know it going into the season, to be fair.
I know you do, but like I don't know. I just kind of think it's dumb. I think I would be willing to move the season back, go back to a 13-game regular season, just prevent this shit from happening. Like
no. That wouldn't prevent it. That would mean that the first week of the playoffs would be where the buys are.
Never mind. Push it one more week forward then.
Yeah, that's a fucking mistake. You don't know it yet.
Let's push it forward 1 week. Go to week 15, I meant. I got it backwards.
But then you get into the problem of like 15, 16, it's like, so the playoffs are what, like 16, 17, 18? Then you get into the problem with, does that mean that week 18 players are resting their starters, like, because they have a lot to play.
You also kind of know that's a thing. Going in as well.
I'm saying I'd rather have it affect the last game of the regular season than
at least
the championship.
I guess I think it would make. Which would you rather have? People being on a bye and you have no option, or the starter's down. At least you can then pick up the handcuff. You can have the option there. I don't know. Anyways, it's super low scoring. I
mean, McMillan has to be feeling crappy going into the Sacko Bowl, knowing that his team just put up 77.
Just on the way down. Yeah, it's like he doesn't have.
And I understand.
Who does he start between Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, he could start both of them. Honestly, he got more out of David Montgomery than I would have thought he would. Emeka Egbuka, while for the first 6 weeks of the season looked like he was
amazing,
gonna win Rookie of the Year, has just fallen off a cliff.
Yep.
It's like one double-digit day in the last 8 games.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Moore, I don't know how you feel comfortable starting him. He's wide receiver 40. He just had a 1 for -4 day in a win, right? No, they lost. They lost to the Packers, but still in a close game where they should have been throwing a decent amount.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know, man.
You don't feel good if you're McMillan in the.
I don't
in the
think
Sacko.
you should feel. I mean, obviously, Window feels great. He got into the playoffs, but I feel like I don't
You don't
think
feel good.
feel
You
great
don't feel
here.
good about your team if you're Window in terms of like,
Yeah.
and I think he
Again,
even knows
obviously,
that.
we get Jackson Dart coming back. Jackson Dart, Robinson,
The beauty of the playoffs is anything can
Rico
happen,
Dowdle.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
that's the thing is you just got to get in and then you're dancing. But we'll get to it on my power rankings, but he and Brad are dancing in my view. Speaking of Brad, big win for him to get I mean, if he doesn't get this win, I'm the 3 seed. A huge win for him.
I just don't understand. It's like every time I think he's dead.
Brad
he has one of these
alligator blood. Can't get rid of him.
Like look at his schedule. It's just first 4 weeks of the season, all good. 4-0, doing great. Next three straight losses, doesn't put up more than 107. Explodes for 140 to get a win, puts up 97 in a loss. Explodes for 138 to get a win, gets back-to-back scores under 90, goes back-to-back losses. Gets a 109 win, then comes out and drops 130 points in a situation where after the 1 o'clock games had started, he didn't have a wide receiver that he was starting.
Brad's record is supposed to jump up and down. That's how you know it's happy.
It was ridiculous. He gets 21 out of Harold Fan, and Saquon Barkley finally does something. He keeps Brad can't keep getting away with not starting a quarterback in the super flex and it working for him. 14 and a half out of Woody Marks. Like there was other quarterbacks you could have picked up though.
It does help.
And he's finally corrected that. He now has 3 quarterbacks that he can actually start on his roster.
It does help. But the defense was a 19-point swing.
Another 19-point day for the Seahawks.
23.
Yeah. I mean, the Seahawks defense have combined for 49 points in the last 2 weeks.
Legion of Boom Redux, man.
And here's the thing: is it was supposed to get worse for him because he gets Indianapolis this week. Well, now they don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
They might be starting Phillip fucking Rivers, who hasn't played since 2020.
Let's expand on that because speaking of that so obviously Daniel Jones' injury is devastating for any owners of Daniel Jones. I want to get into how it affects the Colts offense because talking about Scotty's team,
dead.
Jonathan Taylor got to be facing stacked boxes moving forward, right?
Yeah.
Tyler Warren. Is Phillip Rivers going to be looking at him? Phillip Rivers is now the quarterback, assume, right?
So Riley Leonard? I think that's his name. Riley Leonard, quarterback out of Notre Dame.
Right.
Apparently he's dealing with a knee injury. So I guess he might still play. But again, rookie quarterback.
You don't feel good about whoever.
How good do you feel about that? Yeah. Especially you're about to play the Seahawks, who they are a good defense.
Yep.
I don't know how he feels about those players moving forward. Another weird spot though for Scotty. No Drake May, no Tet McMillan. I mean,
honestly, the best part for Scotty is like you said, no Tet, no Drake May, and also 2 of his running backs on his bench, Corum and Etienne.
Yeah, but the Corum one's weird. I don't think you can start both.
No, but I don't know, man. Corum is a flex play for sure after the last 2 weeks. I understand 7 touches, 12 touches, but
three touchdowns. Yeah, 3 touchdowns in 2 games. I just don't know that that's sustainable. Look, I don't know. Again, I expect him to carve out more of a workload, but I'm just afraid of the Kyle Monange, DeAndre Swift effect.
It's those committees that when they go when a committee is hitting on all cylinders, it's okay, how often can I trust this to happen?
And
volume is king, man.
And Blake Corum scored 2 touchdowns, and I've been talking about it all year. Devontae Adams is their goal line back. He is going to get 3-4 targets from within the 5-yard line if they're there. Yep. Within the game. That's just how it works for that offense.
Yep. Their offense is so stupid good. So yeah, big result for Brad to get the 3 seed. And if Scotty had won this game again, I think does that mean that I don't know if that means Brad or Zach would have been in. I can't remember now. But
I think that Brad would have
still been in. I don't know. We'll look at the standings. We'll see. We can look at that at the end of the standings.
Yeah, I can't remember right now. Off the top
I mean, Zach controlled his own destiny. A win and he was in, and it did not come to pass. He played Alex, who put up 136, but Zach's team, the Chiefs, just had a bad day, and his team is tied to the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Chiefs played
A tough
about as
Houston D.
bad. I mean, they're a really good defense. That is true. But like, they played about as bad as they could have played, and they were right there in it at the end. And yeah, no, I mean, I think he was like between Mahomes, Rice, and Kelsey, he was projected for like, I can't remember what he was projected for right now off the top of my head. I want to say it was like 50 points. Maybe it was like 40 points. And I think he didn't even get like 15 out of the three of them, which is crazy.
Yeah. And
But
so
and it's bad because like Bucky Irving and Tony Pollard, like again, I talked about it like with like before, like he was borderline, did not have a good running back he felt good about starting. And now Tony Pollard finally does something. He gets Bucky Irving back, and then just the rest of his offense goes to shit.
well, this was an inflated scoreline for him too, because again, defense 17-point swing. Like,
Yeah,
you know, it doesn't help that Jaden Daniels, you know, did
gets
he get
hurt
injured again?
5 minutes in. Yeah.
So like, that doesn't help his cause. Obviously, that could have made the difference, but still, it's just difficult loss. Obviously, Zach's playoff streak ends. 8 straight seasons, I believe, he had made the playoffs. Every season he's been in the league. So impressive streak, but a brutal way for it to end. Meanwhile, Alex, you know, again 136. He didn't have huge bye week issues, so
No.
about what you expect from him. I mean, we'll get into power rankings later, but I would say that you'll see that where I have Alex in those rankings. And then we have the Who Cares Bowl. And
Jason's got to be feeling good though going into this situation. His last few weeks,
Jason's got to be feeling good going into the Sacko playoffs. He's got to be feeling good.
Better than he probably
Obviously.
felt for a good portion of the season. Like the last 2 weeks, his team's actually come out and put up points.
Yeah.
Like he's got to be feeling a whole lot better than he did 3 weeks ago.
I just want to point out something about, sorry, I had this on the wrong thing. I just want to point out something about James's team, because everyone was like, and I got the, like, I think I remember you and Zach talking about this during during one of my podcast absences. I think it was maybe the last episode. And there was basically a take of like, oh yeah, Will Watch was super dumb. Like there was no reason why Will Watch should have happened. Blah 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 blah. I want to point out that had James played my schedule, had he had my schedule this year, do you know what his record would have been? 2-12.
All right, still to beat it.
Barely by 1 game. I'm just saying, like
he also lost to you by 1.5. Like,
yeah,
I mean, like in that during that, it's like that's what I'm saying though. It's like he was a 1.5 away from getting it done in like the first 6 weeks. Yeah, it took longer than expected, but like this is why I thought it was kind of a like it's just really hard to finish with less than 1 win or with less than 2 wins.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do it. Like at some point your team is going to go off or you're going to play somebody who just has a bad day. That just happens.
No, literally what's funny about the scheduling is like there are only 2 people in the league. Sorry, there's only 1 person in the league who would have had a winning record with my schedule. It's you.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody else.
Probably. How many wins would I have had? 10?
You would have had 10 with me. That's the lowest you would have had with with my schedule, with McMillan's schedule, and with Alex's schedule, and your own. You would have had. No, sorry.
So you're saying
that's it.
So you're saying best case scenario, I finished with 11 wins. Worst case scenario, I finished with 10 wins.
No, best case you would have finished with 12. There are universes with Brad's schedule or Windows, you would have finished with 12 wins. But I'm just saying, I was 7-7. That was the second best record that anyone could have had with my schedule, and you being the best. Everyone else would have had a losing record with my schedule. I was destined for the playoffs.
I just think that it's too easy to get a win.
I get it.
And to get 2. So like in another league I'm doing, a guy the commissioner started out 1-6, sent a message that was like, love everybody's being super active. It sucks that like my team is terrible and I can't get a win. He went 7 straight, made the playoffs, not even as the final team in.
Yeah.
Like it's like anything can fucking happen here.
Absolutely. And to be
fair,
like
I guess in theory anything could happen and he could end up with 1 win, but it's just so hard to like run that bad for that long.
I cherry pick to be fair, I cherry picked the fact that it was again with my schedule he would have been 2-12. With anyone else's schedule in the league, he would have had at least 5 wins. James. But if he had but again, 1 in 10 chance if he had my matchups, he has the second worst season of all time. So with that said, James still got 5 wins in the season. He deserves credit for that. He stuck with it. And his team is showing, again, like some form of life into the Sacko Bowl, as is Jason Smith's. The big question mark for Jason, the last thing I want to say about this matchup, the big question mark for Jason Smith's team, bro, James Cook, like you were saying earlier about like Emeka Egbuka, James Cook started the season running back 1 on fire, amazing. I think he's still like running back. He's running back 6 right now, right? But
yeah.
He's had 4 fumbles, I think, in something like, let me see. I don't know if I won't show it. He's had like 4 fumbles recently. I know. Like, if you're Buffalo, I don't know. Do you still feed him the carries that you? I mean, I guess they are.
I don't know how you don't.
Because they've fed him at least
20
he's
touches.
never had less than 13 touches all season long.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
like,
Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago he had 35.
But
32 runs, 3 catches.
Man. It feels like that New England Ramondre situation where it's like, hey man, you do this like 8 more times, we might have to think about maybe doing something else. Like,
but I just don't think they have the backup there is who.
Yeah.
I honestly don't even know who it is.
Even know. Ray Davis, maybe? I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe you're right. It's Ray Davis, but like, yeah, exactly. Though, like the fact that we're not sure, it's like this isn't a scenario where like Kyron Williams, if he was fumbling a bunch, like, nah, Blake Corum can fucking play.
Darren
like,
Sproles. So that's our recaps. Let's go to the standings, just to see where everybody ended the season. Jerry, congratulations! You have finished as the number 1 team in the standings. You have earned that first round bye and controlling your side of the bracket. Alex had locked the bye weeks ago and finishes the 2 seed. Brad, by virtue. Oh, Scotty, great point in the chat. In addition to doing,
it actually has looked better for me over the last like 2 weeks. So
in addition to doing the, can somebody make my life easier, please? I have the 2 slap bets that were made at the draft, but I don't have any ones that were made beyond that. I know, Jerry, you and I have already paid up on ours, but I know you and Scotty had the one on, who was it?
On Drake May.
On Drake May. But I don't know if there are any others that are out there. I don't think there are. But if anyone does have them, please send them to me or let me know. I'll maybe put a message in the group, and then I can try to do a slap bet update to like show where people are at on them. So Brad gets the 3 seed by virtue of his win. I get the 4 seed by virtue of my win and my total points scored. With their losses, Scotty gets the 5, and Zach, because he is now in the 6 through 10 range, falls out of the playoff picture, because in terms of total points scored, the list goes you way up there, then myself, Alex, and Scotty in a grouping, and then Window is the 5th highest scorer, and therefore, because he actually outscored Zach by about 50 points in the season. It actually is crazy
42.
The amount of parity in that 5 to 9 range, you know?
Yeah.
But that is where we stand for the standings. And so, let me just see really quick. I think it's time for our power rankings. So I did update them. Jerry, I'm sure you'll be shocked to know you are still an S tier. You are him. I mean, there's no other way to say it other than you're him. And then we got the dark horse contenders. I would say Alex, myself, and Scotty have legit punching chances at the title if we can have kind of a David versus Goliath situation, or someone upsets you. I think those are the 3 people you're looking at as realistic title contenders. Window and Brad, like I said, are dancing. They're the Cinderellas in this bracket. You never know, and like you said, some of them, like Brad's team, every time you think he's dead, he comes back. He has been called a team of destiny, so you never know if it's his destiny to win this title. Zach, I've gotten C tier. He didn't deserve the playoffs. He also didn't deserve that brutal of an exit. I'll maintain that. That was a pretty gross way to go. That's like, I felt like that was a suck out ending, right?
It's a pretty bad beat.
Right? Like I felt bad at the end of it. I was actually there was a part of me, even though Zach did not deserve playoffs, even though he's the box of boxes.
I don't know that he's watching right now. I don't think that he is. If you are watching, Zach, would you have rather that happened, or would you have rather me just benched the players and get eliminated that way? Which would you prefer? Because at least then it's like you knew it wasn't going to happen to you.
Even if he doesn't,
like you had to just sit there for 3 hours and just watch it happen to you.
Even if he doesn't watch it live, I'm sure he'll comment after. He's usually good about commenting the day after. I'll say this too. He was such a good sport about it, and I think that's why he would probably say like, yeah, I would rather have had it happen that way, even though it sucks. Like this, I mean, like I said Monday night. Watching that game is why we do this, right? As sick as it was, like it reminded me of the championship loss I had.
Scotty out here saying the way it happened was way more fun.
That's what I'm saying.
For you.
No,
I literally had this happen to me, and I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm just like raging,
bro.
Like, it's like it's so like this league is should be so happy that it wasn't me and not him. It was Zach instead.
Do you remember when I was in the championship? And all I needed
was
the play action pass, bro. I don't even remember who the running back was.
Which championship that was, yeah.
Yeah, there were a bunch of them that I lost, but like
there was. But I remember that happening.
We were in an Xbox Live party.
Yeah, we were on Xbox Live, and you were just losing your mind.
Because all I needed was like one thing. I need like a couple points, and I win a title. And
it was also like an interception. Like it was like, that was our chance. It's over. And then like there was a turnover, and they're right back in the red zone. We had another opportunity. It was
first and goal at the 1 yard line. They have him in a goal line set, and it's like, oh, I got this. They hand the ball, or they do the play action, and it's like, no, and then it's an easy touchdown. It's like, and then I'm like, all right, bye, I'm done, I'm out. Like, see ya. But that's why we do this. The agony of defeat and the ecstasy of victory. Like, the only sad part for me was that Window wasn't there to like actually see it happen live. So yeah, D tier. I think of the 4 teams in the Sacko bracket, I would say McMillan probably deserves it the least. So I think he's probably the favorite to get it. And
you think
then
McMillan's. Okay.
I would think so. Like they're all like close-ish except for James.
I mean, he's only 7 points ahead of Zach, so I don't know why you would.
No, Zach's a tier above. Zach didn't deserve the playoffs, but also didn't deserve that brutal of an exit. Then there's McMillan, who doesn't deserve the Sacko, but he'll probably get it. I don't think Zach deserves it either, to be clear. And then I think James and Jason Smith probably have the most claim to it, and I think they probably won't get it.
I still think James has the biggest claim.
Oh, of course.
Jason's outscored him by 100 points.
James deserves the Sacko the most. I will not dispute that. So those are our power rankings. Let's get to Fab really quick, just to show everybody where they're at in terms of budget.
Little offers report.
James, bro, you got $955. We're going out to Dave and Buster's if you don't spend this money. Like, start spending that Fab, man. You got it for a reason. You can take whoever you want on the waiver wire at this point in the season. It's playoffs. You're trying to avoid a Sacko. McMillan,
I see he's not paying attention.
I see McMillan's team name change. I love it. He's been on it all year. He's continuing to do it. I love it. But he still has 56% of his budget, so he's got plenty of money to spend. Brad, 43%. Zach, a third of his budget. And then everyone else is under the 2 hundos, but Scotty, you and I all have at least a hundo. And then Jason Smith, $29. Alex has cab fare, and Window is looking for a loan. So now, without further ado, it's time for the decision.
Oh, you didn't go do the offers report?
Oh, did I not? Oh, I forgot. Sorry, it was in my other.
You went right to budget. I didn't know.
I apologize. Let's get to offers. The offer report.
Brad out here finally spending some money.
Brad dropped bucks. 2 21% bids on Vele. And
which, when you have 85% of your budget going into the playoffs,
who cares?
I guess.
Throw it down. I think also, wasn't Brad the one who was like, yeah, you need to spend your budget early. You can't like. I'm pretty sure I remember him saying this.
He was definitely making the argument that it's better to spend your budget early because then you get more weeks with that player that could potentially help your team.
Brad's out
Now,
here feeding us that intel.
Having said that, I'm doing that guillotine league where like elimination every week, somebody gets eliminated, their players go to that, and like I used that strategy early. Jonathan Taylor became available. I spent 75% of my budget. You know, I've not had any budget for the last few weeks, and then now here we are. We're down to the final like 4 or 5 teams, and the person who was in first place still has like 40% of their budget, and this week was able to get Bijan Robinson, Trey McBride, and Christian McCaffrey for like nothing because nobody has budget except for them, and it's like they were already the number 1 team. So
that's a crazy.
I don't know how I'm curious. I'm crazy how this ebbs and flows doing in a different league formatting. But yes, in theory, there is some strategy to using it early.
It makes sense.
Brad did not listen to that strategy and then picked up 2 players. I don't even think that. I mean, again, he could have got either one for $1. So.
Well, Zach throwing 165 on a defense. That's a big boy. And I get it because the Jags have some good opponents in weeks 15 and 16, I think.
I mean, the Jaguars' defense is better than you think. And yes, they do get a good matchup this week.
And you just couldn't let me have Jalen Wright, could you?
So I literally bid 116 because I saw you had 115. I literally said, if anybody is going to bid on him, it's going to be Sean. I want to make sure that I beat Sean's bid no matter what. I didn't know if anybody else would bid because again, like they said, Achane like could have come back in the game. They he made it very clear he could come back. McDaniel decided to keep him out. Like they have a Monday night game, so he gets an extra day of rest. Like
it gives you insurance,
everything
though.
is but the fact that Jalen Wright got the fucking touches and
Instead
not
of
Ollie Gordon,
I
was like panicking when he left the game and like they hadn't said anything yet. I'm just like, what is going on?
Where is Ollie Gordon?
18 carries. Yeah, seriously. I mean, he got like a late garbage time touchdown, but I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Ollie Gordon's been the backup all year, and Jalen Wright came out of nowhere.
Jalen Wright had. I'm curious now how many carries he's had on the year because I think he got more carries. Yeah, he had 24 touches against New York. For context, he had 18 on the season going into that game, and that was in a total of he touched the ball in a total of 4 games before this.
Yeah. 24 carries.
But
he also had 3 targets, no catches.
But Ollie Gordon is the smash mouth runner. It's kind of a smash and dash kind of thing. Ollie Gordon's the tough tackle runner. Jalen Wright is the speedster behind Achane, but Achane is a track player, so when Achane's healthy,
Achane's everything. Achane's
he's a monster,
a fucking monster.
Yeah. So Brad just commented in the chat. I was 4-0 and had crazy depth.
Yeah.
Only reason
I wasn't like blaming. I wasn't saying saying anything negative. I just know that was.
I thought it was ironic that the guy who was telling everyone to spend their money is saving 80% of his budget till the end of the season. So we've done offer report. Now it's time for the decision. Dun dun dun. Where are you taking your talents? Which side of the bracket are you taking your talents to, Jerry? And just to be clear, I put a poll in the chat at the start of the pod. There are 5 votes in it. 5 people. I did not vote, but 5 other people who are watching the pod have voted. 4 of them believe you chose wisely and picked Brad and Windows side, which is objectively it seems to be the easier side of the bracket on paper. 1 person thought you took the dominance route of Sean and Scotty, and I call it the dominance route because I feel like that would have been the way to assert dominance. Like, oh yeah. Sean is 2nd in scoring. Scotty's 4th in scoring. Yeah, fuck him. I can beat him. Let's go. I'll take the harder road. I'm accepting all comers.
I labored over this way longer than I would have expected. I know, like once Brad made his decision, I was like, I'm sitting at a bar in Frederick right now. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna do some due diligence. I'm gonna make sure like there's nothing crazy. I want to see. I also kind of wanted to see what came out of like practice reports today, see if anything popped up. Now, as I looked at it, I pretty much came to the conclusion that it does not matter who I play next week. I don't care. Like all of you guys were pretty much in the exact same spot for next week. The big thing was, who do I want to play in the championship? Assuming that I get there. And I kind of came to the conclusion, I do not want to play you if I'm in the championship. So I really contemplated, maybe I just take this side of the bracket because then I play Sean in semis, you just have terrible matchups in semis. I don't know if you've looked at your matchups.
I'm aware.
It's bad. Like your average strength of team that you're playing is like 12th. Like you're like borderline everybody you're playing is like in the top 10.
I'm aware.
So I was really thinking like maybe this is the right decision because There's a decent chance, though, if I pick the opposite side, though, you and Alex play, Alex just beats you. And if I play Alex, I play Alex. It kind of just is what it is. But then I also kind of, on the flip of it, was like, you know who I really don't want to play? If of everybody, like I said, it doesn't really matter who I pick of this, but like, you know who I really don't want to play next week? Is Scotty. Scotty has great matchups next week. So balancing I don't want to play Sean in the championship. I don't want to play Scotty next week. Yes, I took the easier side of the bracket that everybody thought was the easier side of the bracket. Going on the Brad and Windows side. Part of me also, like, from the, not exactly the dominance perspective, but part of me was kind of like, man, Brad and Window are the only guys who have not won a championship. Maybe I should, let them have an opportunity at least. But no, Scotty, you're 100%. I thought about this way too much. I had a spreadsheet. I had everybody's schedules. I had everybody, like, what people's projected points were for the next 2 weeks. I overthought it. I literally am like 250, and I'm like, I guess this just go back to the gut feeling of, obviously this is the correct way to do it if you're just thinking about like overall season length. But like, it wasn't just about season long.
No,
just like I talked about with Zach. Like, Zach's team got a lot better, and I don't know.
It's tough. I mean,
it was not as easy of a decision as I expected it to be before I actually knew what decision I was having to make.
Right.
Because going into the week, it was like, no, if Brad loses, which he's expected to do, and Scotty ends up picking one of them, it's like, okay, now it's kind of a crapshoot. But like, so yes, Scotty, I did overthink it. Thank you. I told Alex not to overthink it last year, and then I come in and I overthink it.
So here is our bracket in the quest for the Shiva. On one side of the bracket, we've got Brad and Window. On the other side, myself and Scotty. The winner of the Brad Window matchup does get Jerry by his selection. The winner of my matchup with Scotty gets Alex. So interesting that all the three of the guys that I put kind of in that tier of dark horse contenders, one of them is going to be in the finals against you, or against Brad or Window. So that is our Shiva bracket. I will update it every week on the pod until we have our winner. But I know you're also wondering, well, what about the other four guys in the league? Don't worry, my little pumpkins. I have a bracket for them as well. The quest to avoid the Sacko. We've got James versus Zach. We've got the battle of the Jasons. 4 matchups to predict this week that we're about to get into. And as you see, much like I have the trophy front and center in the Shiva quest, there is that delicious stack of Waffle House waffles sitting there for whoever ends up as the Sacko. Yeah. So I know both Jasons have won the Sacko before, and I think McMillan did the SAT. I don't think he's done Waffle House, right?
I don't think he has either.
Jason Smith's done both Waffle House and SAT, and James and Zach have not done either, if I remember correctly. So we're gonna have one former Sacko who will be in the Sacko Bowl, and one never Sacko who will be in the Sacko Bowl, no matter what happens. And like you said, actually, going back to the Shiva bracket, I'm just curious. So we will have at least one guy who's never won a title in the semifinals, and then all of us have at least won a title. So yeah, that's it. Let's get into. We want to get into predictions.
Let's get it.
Prediction accuracy. So I put Zach on here. I did keep track of Zach's picks. In week 13 and week 14, as well as yours. And that's right. McMillan did the SAT and the puzzle. He did not do the.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, which was harder for him as colorblind.
Fucking puzzle.
Yeah, but we helped him. But he was also colorblind. Like
I'm samesies.
Yeah, well, I'm saying don't get the puzzle. So you did in the last 2 weeks. You went 7 for 10. A respectable clip.
That's what I fucking get for picking myself.
But Zach went 4 for 10 in that stretch. So I still do have you on percentage and total number right now, but it is closer than it was before. There are 8, what is it, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 matchups left to predict. So anything could happen, but you still got some work to do. And looking at top 3, bottom 3, this is where it stands right now. Like I said, we were both wrong about Jason Smith.
I had so much faith in you, Jason.
We were both right about James. I was
I
right
had so
about
little faith in you, James.
I was right about you, and you were wrong about Alex. But that's, I mean, everyone else is kind of like I said, I only did it. You could make a case you were right about me, but I was technically 4th in the standings, even though I was 2nd in points scored. I could make a case I was right about Brad. He finished 3rd in he finished top 3 in record, but he was actually 7th in points. Like, it depends on the metrics you're using, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we're at on prediction accuracy, and now we get to our playoff predictions. This is the most wonderful time of the fantasy season. I get so excited when it's this time of year, and not just like it's just fun, man. That's what we play for, right?
This is why we do it.
This is why we do it, and
job's not finished.
Job is not finished, and we have ourselves a matchup that I quite frankly, before we get into it, so we got Scotty and I, 2 of the top 4 teams in scoring. This is the stronger of the 2, arguably, quarterfinal matchups on paper. Projection is right now within 6.
I am curious if this is the lineup you're going with.
Dude, so that's what I'm gonna get to. I don't know. It all there's so many variables right now. Like, here's what I'm thinking. If MHJ is out, I have to start Michael Wilson. I just have to at this point. He's a top 15 receiver if Marvin Harrison Jr. is out. That puts me at 4 receivers, which means I'm 2 running backs. What I do at running back, I don't fucking know. Do I go? I mean, I have to start Quinshawn, right? He's had a good enough floor to start, but he's been worse, obviously, with Shadur. Swift is the safest play of my other running backs, but Devin Neal is a more of a, like, he's getting all the touches for New Orleans right now when Kamara is out. So what's Kamara
So is Kamara back? Yeah.
He's questionable. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Questionable. What does questionable
mean? No one knows what it means, but it's provocative. Like, so I don't know what I'm doing I could, dude, honestly, I flirted with the idea of doing the Swift Monangai stack at running back, and just going with the floor. I've thought about it, and I'm thinking about it. So, the truth is, I don't know what I'm doing. It's all contingent on, is Marvin Harrison Jr. playing? Is Alvin Kamara playing? What is Neal's injury status? Other than that, my lineup is going to include these players. Like Lamar, Puka, Olave, McBride, Pickens, Jacoby Brissett, and the Bucks D. Those are locks. So meanwhile, Scotty's back at full strength. Doesn't have as much depth, I think, as I do. Interesting that he's going Kincaid over Tyler Warren in the wake of the quarterback injury.
Yeah, I was a little surprised seeing that, but I guess it makes some sense, especially with Dalton Kincaid back, and I think he had an okay day despite the snow. So
and again, Scotty's running back cup
441 and a touchdown.
Here's the thing about Scotty's team too. Again, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I made that offer, Puka, for Jonathan Taylor, and it might play a role in this matchup. Like, think about Scotty's team if he had taken that offer now. I understand he wouldn't have Taylor, and it might have affected his seeding or whatever, but he could start ETN, Kyron, and Amarian Hampton as his 3 running backs if he wanted to, and oh yeah, he'd have Puka. Like, I'm just saying, Scotty, Trey's not looking so stupid now, is it?
I mean, it does hurt him that he's like T. Higgins is sitting on his bench in concussion protocol. He doesn't know if he's playing or not.
Right.
So
that's a big swing if he doesn't.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a really interesting matchup. I would say it's I mean, every matchup here has a lot of intrigue, but yeah. I'm gonna let you predict my matchup first. I'm gonna wait.
I think the Higgins thing obviously plays a big factor. Like it just, I think Scotty's just in a weird situation. He doesn't like.
Scotty's picking me. Fuck you, Scotty.
That's funny. No, but Jonathan Taylor doesn't get a great matchup. Jacoby Myers doesn't get a great matchup. Ted McMillan doesn't get a great matchup. Kyron Williams gets apparently the worst matchup he can have. I mean, the 49ers get Tennessee, which is really good. And then I go and I look over at your team, and I don't know how you feel about it, but tell me. I mean, you have like either really good or just really terrible. Like Puka Nacua gets a great matchup. Lamar gets a great matchup, but George Pickens gets the worst matchup. Jacoby Brissett and Trey McBride, terrible matchup. Michael Wilson, I know like right now it's like what you just said. Like you have to start him if Marvin Harrison Jr. is not playing, but like you feel good starting 3 of your guys against what I would make an argument is the best defense in football right now.
No. Not at all.
Chris Olave, I haven't trusted Saints players all year, and I stand by that. He gets a bad matchup. You will live and die by what Lamar Jackson does. And the thing that if I were you, I'd be a little bit concerned about is 2 weeks ago, Lamar Jackson played the Cincinnati Bengals.
Did not look good.
Looked terrible.
Yep.
And Cincinnati's defense is terrible. I think Trey Hendrickson's going to be out though.
Oh, by the way,
that helps him.
That was a home game, by the way, for Baltimore. Now they're
on the road to Cincinnati. Ugh. I think the combination of the matchups, Lamar being too inconsistent, Quinshawn just doesn't seem nearly as good with Shador. I think I just have to go Scotty. And maybe part of me is also thinking I want Scotty to win because again, if I'm going to see someone in the championship, I think he's the one I want.
You don't want a pod bowl, man. We could. I mean,
I've already played you in the championship. I don't need to do it again.
And when you won, you beat me.
Yeah, I don't run that good, Sean. I'm not going to beat you again.
So here's the thing, right? What's actually really interesting about
your title run needs to end. Like your title defense needs to end. Scotty, it is.
Zach did say last week that I would be insufferable as a defending champion again, and I will stipulate to that. I would. This season has been very, very fun for me. As being a champion again, it's been a long time, and being a champion, like doing this podcast as a champion, has been.
Like, there's a decent chance that you will not be a champion again until you're 50.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. And so, like, I have relished the past year being able to defend my title and being able to wear this ring and being able to have the trophy and look at it every day and my meetings and stuff like that. It's been wonderful. I agree with you that I think my title, my dynasty ends here.
I don't think you know what a dynasty is.
Bro, I have made the finals in what? How many of the last 4 of the last 6 seasons? Like, I'm sorry, I have a pretty good record. If I do make the finals 5 of the last 7 years,
look,
like that would be insane.
If you don't win the last game of the season, nobody gives a shit.
I do. I think I'm proud of the results I've had lately in terms of being. Eat me, Scotty. I'm proud of what I've been able to do. With that all said, I do think this is where it ends.
Thank you, Scotty.
It's a dynasty. You can eat me.
It's a dynasty that's lasted a year.
It's a dynasty.
Like, it's not.
So I do think this is where it ends. I will agree with you. Like, Scotty and I both have like love them or hate them matchups, and I actually think the projection right now is a little bit more. I think it's more balanced. I would call it more of a 50-50. I do think Devin Neal's projection is a little bit low. I think he's assuming he's going to be the starter. And I would say that Michael Wilson's even is also maybe a little bit low.
Again, I just don't know if that's true. Like, I get what you're saying about. Yeah, I get that, but like against the Texans, I don't know that it's low.
Who knows? I mean, again, yeah, I understand that the Texans, made the Chiefs look bad.
Really good,
but the Chiefs have also
they're making everybody look bad.
We'll see. I like I said, I don't love playing the Texans in 3 of my with 3 of my kind of core players that I need to perform, one of whom is my super flex. Um, and I also just think, I hate to say this, I think Scotty. I think our teams are about even. But I just think he's been in more form lately. Yes, he lost last week, but I don't know. I mean, more than anything, I just have a feeling like you can feel when the time is coming to an end. I don't, like you said, I don't love Lamar's run of downturn of form. I don't love my running back issues. I think my team goes as far as Puka and Trey McBride and Michael Wilson when MHJ is out can carry me. But in my title run last year, I relied on Lamar to get there.
Scotty, we know what you're doing.
Yeah, no, to be fair, you can make the case I'm doing the same thing. But I really do believe that this is where my season ends. And again, if it does, so be it. I've had a lot of fun. So, and if it
window just happy to be here. Win.
We just got disconnected.
Oh shit.
Oh, it just reconnected.
Okay.
So hopefully, if you can still see us on the
choppy right now.
If you can still see us on the stream, please let us know. We just had a little disconnection on OBS, but hopefully it should be back up and running now. So like I said, window
looks good.
Miraculous playoff berth, finds himself now as the 6th seed dancing against Brad, the 3 seed somehow, despite being 7th in points. And window, the projected favorite. Remember that in week 9, window put up 191 points against Brad.
It's true.
In their only matchup this season.
I feel like both of these situations, I was going to say, like, window, just happy to be here. Didn't even know it until, Tuesday morning. Going into, like, Monday night or Sunday night, I don't remember which one. Brad, just as equally, was like, wait, I'm in contention for the 3 spot? And it's like, no, you are the 3 spot. Like, that is already determined. Like, the outcomes are done.
It's done.
So, yeah, it's like 2 people who, it's like,
they fell ass backwards into playoff spots.
Yeah.
And one of them is guaranteed a semifinal berth.
So he could have picked Bill Shatner. They don't know the difference.
I'll predict this one first. So,
I know who I'm picking, but yeah.
No, sorry. Go ahead. Then go ahead. If you know who you're picking, go ahead.
No, I think that although I'm going to say this, and I'm sorry that I'm going to say this, because actually I don't think that I'm picking window. But I don't think Window's ever been to the semis. I think Window's only made the playoffs one time, and he had a really bad showing when maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just misremembering right now. I kind of want to go check really quick because I don't remember. But no, I feel like every time though I think Brad's team is done, he just comes out of nowhere with a win. He gets a big performance out of somebody that I wasn't expecting. And again, I'm a little curious if this is the lineup that he is going with. Like, is he not playing Alvin Kamara? I guess probably not. No, with Saquon, Aaron Jones, and Woody Marks, probably not. Yeah, I think Drake London's already been ruled out, so that's just kind of no. I think this is Brad's lineup.
I mean, you could make a case for he picked up Shedeur for a reason. He could start Shedeur over, like you said, Shuff.
He could.
Yeah. I would say the only other one that might. The problem is for Drake London, he's out, right?
Yeah, he's already been ruled out.
Yeah, that's a big blow for Brad. Because I think that everything else is fine, but it is a significant downgrade to go from. On paper, to go from Drake London to Devon Vele. Even though Vele has had some targets in the last couple weeks.
He has. And I guess it also, if he decides to start him, that stack with... does create a stack that he can use.
Yeah. And, I mean, I would say that Brad has the much more favorable matchup on defense, just by virtue of the Rams get Detroit for window, whereas the Seahawks, unless he can start the Panthers against, actually he could start window could start the Panthers against the Saints, but Brad gets the Seahawks, who have been monstrous in Indy. Although they're a tough matchup on paper, that was with Danny Dimes as their quarterback.
Yeah.
So sorry, you predicted window?
I'm going with window. I think I like his matchups. I think he gets his full squad back. I mean, Jackson Dart gets a good matchup. Bijan gets a good matchup. Rico Dowdle doesn't have a halfway bad matchup. If Justin Jefferson's ever going to do anything, like Dallas has been the get right game for passing attacks, I think he'll need something to happen there. I mean, Justin Jefferson's obviously just been a massive disappointment since he made that trade. Like, obviously, Window won that trade going away. Like, the quarterback situation in Minnesota has just been so bad. But if J.J. McCarthy's going to look like an NFL quarterback against anybody, I think it's going to have to be against this defense.
You've made a lot of very, very good points. There is one fact that, regrettably, you've overlooked. And you know it better than anybody. It's that Brad's a team of destiny. Oh, yeah. Brad is a team of destiny who is going to win this matchup. And the reason why, I mean, you talk about good matchups, right? Like, Purdy's, I like Purdy against the Titans. I like Saquon and Devontae in a get-right game after last week's, difficult loss against the Chargers. They get a get-right game against the Raiders, who are a disgrace to football this year. Woody Marks gets the Cardinals. They haven't been good against the run. Devontae gets the Lions. They haven't been good against the pass. Even Aaron Jones gets a good matchup against Dallas, who hasn't been great at stopping the run. And Fannin, coming off one of his best performances of the year, follows it up playing the Bears. I do think this could go either way, obviously. I'm not saying Window's done and dusted. I think it's going to be, as with any of these matchups, it's a coin flip, right? But give me Brad's side of the action. I like it a little more. So now
I do think it could go either way. So sorry, just to wrap up the thing with Window. So I stand corrected. Window did have he's had other playoff appearances, but his first year in the playoffs, he actually got a bye. He got the 2 seed and then lost by like 50 in the semifinals.
So he's never won a playoff game.
I don't think he's ever won a playoff game.
Wow.
If I'm looking at these things correctly, I believe he has never won a playoff game. He's been I think he's been 2 other times in the playoffs. Yeah, I think 2 other times in the playoffs, but it did not win. Lost in the wild card.
And you're saying he's going to pop his cherry with Brad?
I think so. I think this is the time for it to, if it's gonna happen, this is it.
Set the mood. Let's play the music. All right. We're going to prediction number 3, and we go from the penthouse, as it were, to the outhouse. It is Zach and Woat Watch, former Woat Watch. So, just looking at it on paper, it's a razor thin margin on the projection.
It is closer on the projection than I would have expected it to be. So tell me who you think it's going to be and why is it James?
Why is it James? Let me look at the matchups. Give me a second. You know what? I will tell you why it's going to be James. Just let me figure it out. I'll take James' side of the action. And here's why.
You're picking James to win?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, let's hear it.
So a couple reasons. Again, we look at matchups a lot in these things, right? Derrick Henry, I expect to run all over Cincy, even on the road. I think, Henderson's matchup against Buffalo is good against a bad run D. I talked about the Eagles having a bounce back game against the Raiders, so A.J. Brown should benefit from that, even though I know you have strong feelings about A.J. Brown. I think Scary Terry could go off against the Giants. I think Dalton Schultz could do well against the Cardinals. I think J.J. McCarthy could perform against the Cowboys in what could very well be a shootout. And again, Eagles defense for James. He's got a lot of good matchups. Not to mention, the one name I haven't mentioned is Josh Allen, who is averaging 24 points a game and just came off a 37-point performance. Like, he has some guys who can absolutely go off. I think actually you can make a strong case that James's starting lineup is as good as, if not better than, Zach's. I would say they're probably equivalent. And I think James has the better sides of the matchups here. Meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes gets the Chargers. We saw what the Chargers did to Jalen Hurts in a game. Yes, the Chiefs are fighting for their playoff lives, but they look like they're done. And I think much as a rising tide lifts all boats, I think an ebbing tide lowers all boats. So I think that hurts Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce's value. MHJ, is he going to play? Who knows? Questionable. What does that mean? I don't know. Mike Evans, questionable. What does that mean? I don't know. Brian Thomas, who do you start? Like, there's just not a lot I love. I like James' side of the action more. So, yeah, give me James.
So, from Woat Watch to not even going to be playing in the Sacko Bowl.
I said James and Jason Smith are the ones who deserve it the most. And James deserves the most of anybody. And he's not going to get it for that reason alone. So, yeah.
So from Woat Watch to not even playing in the Sacko, right?
Correct.
All right. I don't see a path to victory for Zach.
You're going James too.
I'm going James.
Woo!
All of his matchups look so good. And A.J. Brown, as bad as I think he has been as a football player, they are just doing everything they can to get him the ball. And so the volume's just there.
Yeah.
I think, again, if J.J. McCarthy is going to look like an NFL quarterback, it is going to have to come against Dallas. The Eagles get Las Vegas, which is like one of the best matchups you can possibly have. Obviously, Josh Allen is Josh Allen. Travion Henderson just been getting more and more work in this offense. Like, I loved James's matchups for this week. And then I go to Zach's, and it's bad. Patrick Mahomes gets like you said, a tough matchup with the Chargers. And that just, when Mahomes isn't on, that just dramatically reduces Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce's value. And the thing I was seeing today is Marvin Harrison Jr. probably not playing. Yeah. Even if he does play, bad matchup. The fact that he started Jaden Daniels last week and then was able to just go ahead and add Marcus Mariota back on free agency kind of shows you, I mean, again, even in a good matchup against the Giants, people didn't want Marcus Mariota, and that's who he's having to go with right now. I don't know, man. I look at the matchups here. I look at the situation. The box is dead. It is what it is.
I don't disagree. So that gets us to our final matchup of the predictions and the Sacko Bowls, and it's the Battle of the Jasons rounding us out. And by the way, I apologize for those watching the stream. We're running into those same technical difficulties we had before, but we'll let the stream run out and make sure it all gets recorded on the live, and then hopefully it shouldn't be an issue once it kind of is all recorded and done. So right now, I do love Jason McMillan's team name. My team laid a massive egg buka. It's pretty clever. It's the Battle of the Jasons. McMillan is projected as an underdog by 12.5 points.
I'm surprised it's that big of a gap.
Yeah, I think
it's a pretty big discrepancy in projected totals, actually.
Yeah, no, totally. So, you want me to go first? You want to go first?
You can go ahead.
All right. In the Battle of the Jasons, I mean, I think I said it before. I think the Sacko Bowl is going to probably. I said at the outset. I think the Sacko Bowl is going to be McMillan and Zach. You know, I think they deserve it the least, and they'll be in there. I'm going to reverse course. I'm picking McMillan. I think actually Jason Smith has the better team on paper with Burrow coming back. I think he's just got some matchups I don't love, particularly James Cook and Dak Prescott. And he doesn't have a lot that I do love, right? there's not a lot of guys on his team aside from Joe Burrow, James Cook, Dak, and Javonte Williams that really are like, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I want them. Like, yeah, they've all had decent days last week, but like, they don't have that consistency. And I'm not saying McMillan's guys do as well. Like Emeka Egbuka, you talked about it early on, like 2.5 points. Ashton Genty's coming off less than 5. Jamar Chase put up less than 8. Like, not coming off a great week for some of these guys, but they do have some favorable matchups. Chase gets the Ravens. Egbuka gets the Falcons on Thursday night. Genty gets the Eagles. They're not great against the run. Who knows? But give me Jason McMillan. I'm gonna believe in him one time and see what happens.
It's funny because I kind of the same thing. I just don't see a path that Jason McMillan wins.
I get it.
Like I think, Jason Smith's team has just looked too good the last few weeks.
Yeah, it has.
I mean, it's a good thing he doesn't need to win more than one, but because the bench ain't there, I don't know. I think Joe Burrow just owns Baltimore, and I don't know. I think there's too much to like on Jason's side. Like I've been saying it all year. Like I believe Jason's team is better than what it has produced. I think that his team is good. He has good players. He's run into some bad luck. That happens. I don't know, man. I'm not a believer in Jason's team.
I get
McMillan's team. In McMillan's team. I'm just not a believer.
No, McMillan. Ironically, McMillan has won both their matchups this season.
He has.
By one of which.
Oh my God, the one by
0.04. 0.04.
One passing yard.
So, with that is our episode 15 of our podcast. Thank you to everybody who was watching and commenting in the chat. McMillan, Scotty, Alex, Brad, I saw all of you there, and we love you guys and appreciate you. There were also some other viewers. Again, I'm going to let this run after we're done so that it all gets captured, and then I'll stop it at the end once it's all gone. But yeah, good luck in your matchups. Remember what you're playing for. It's right back here behind me. Let me move my thumb. There it is, right there. In 3 weeks' time, we will know who is going to be our next champion. And we will in 2 weeks' time, we'll know who is going to be our Sacko and who's going to be suffering. So I'm just glad that, and I think I speak for both of us when I say I'm just glad it's not us.
Been in that situation too many times. I don't need to ever be there again.
I wouldn't know what that's like. But yeah, so good luck in your matchups to those who are playing this week. Eat shit to those who aren't playing this week and have the comfort of a bye. And we will see you guys in week 16 for our semifinals of the Shiva Bowl and our Sacko final. So, see you guys next week.
Go Knowles.